Hey everybody, I'm back. The Vintage Gamer. Well, it's just me, the Bookman. And I'm doing vintage gaming again. I was able to reconnect my Wii U. It's been a somewhat painful process with my new television, but it's okay. We're here. And I've got the original emulator, which was I bought it on the Nintendo shop way back when on the Virtual Console. And this is Fire Emblem, subtext the Blazing Sword, or the Sword of Blazing, whatever. The first Fire Emblem game I ever played. Now, what I'm going to do with the Vintage Gamer, I'm not going to do that voice anymore. What I talked about, your peepee. I'm not going to do that anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to redo this game, seeing as how I didn't get all of the paralogs and everything, and we're going to get all that done this time. And then we're going to redo Sacred Stones, and we're going to play through some other old games. But I haven't seen this channel in years. I haven't done anything with it in a long time. So I wanted to get back to it, and I got threatened to lose it if I didn't. Now, what I'm also going to attempt while I play these games is take you back to when I first played them. We're going all the way back to 20 years ago, 2003, on the Game Boy Advance. And the Game Boy Advance was a console I never had, so I never really understood anything about Fire Emblem, but years and years ago, like about 7, 8 years ago, I was looking for something to do, wasn't really into anything at that point, and I just decided, hey, what's Fire Emblem? Let me take a look. And I saw a series of games that were anime and looked to be kind of young, but they were Nintendo specific, Nintendo exclusives, first party and all that. And it seemed like something I might enjoy. So I was like, look, let's do that for the Vintage Gamer. Give me a reason to get it. And I bought it. I bought this one. I bought Sacred Stones. And I was playing through this one, feeling all goofy, like, oh, it's for kids and everything. It took me about 1 or 2 playthroughs before I was obsessed with this game, and I became obsessed with the series. So I really love Fire Emblem. It's one of my favorite series. It's definitely one of the best, if not the best, JRPG series that I've ever played. So this was the first one. Let's do it. Let's get into it. We're going to do a video, a chapter. So I am going to do a video, a chapter, no matter how long the chapters are. It doesn't matter. And we're going to play through Lynn, which is the tutorial. I'm going to go through the tutorial again. We're going to play through Elliewood, which is without the tutorial. And we're going to play through Hector. We're going to be doing all of these, the paralogs, you name it. So let's get it started. I'm only doing normal. I don't want to do anything more than that. And we're going to change the name, of course, to... We're just going to call us... Book La, because we're going to use a female this time. I don't think I can put more than... That's Book Lad, so we don't want that. So we'll just go Book La. Or Book Laws. Whatever. And birth month is going to be November, and gender is going to be female. We're just going to do that. Now, this game introduced the concept of having a strategist. So you are the strategist. So they kind of break the fourth wall, but they don't really, because they're talking to you, the strategist. We'll do 2 videos a day, probably, if the chapters aren't an hour. That's my Lynn, madly in love with her. Now, for those of you that have played Engage, you'll recognize a couple of these characters, Lynn and Hector, if you got all the DLC. Hi, my baby. I'm not going to read any of this. You're going to have to read it. If you want to know what's going on, I can give you the gist of it. I know it is very odd sounding, but you're very hot, and I want to make love to you. But if you want to know what's going on, I can kind of break it down. The paralogue of the prologue is a tutorial introduction. You meet up with Lynn. She is important to the story, per se, because she's a lord or lady. But you don't really have to use her. Like, Fire Emblem games you have to use the main character concepts, and if the main character dies, you're screwed. But in this game, Lynn is kind of a main character. They give her a whole prologue and everything, and yet you don't have to use her. You can just go the rest of the game without her. I use her every time. She's fucking astounding. She's gorgeous. She doesn't have much defensive growth or resistance growth, but glass cannon she is, and she can also use bows. Bows after she promotes. Now, for those of you that are new to Fire Emblem, or you just played Engage, or you just played Three Houses or whatever, back in these days, back in my day, when it came to promotions, you needed specific items, and you didn't get one for everybody. So you have to plan out your team. I always base my team on certain balance. Axers, Lancers, Cavalry, one cavalry. Like, I always do that. So as you can see, her stats are not that great now. 4, 7. I don't think it really matters. Affinity is something that doesn't really make any sense. We're going to go to the options now, and we're going to go to animations. I don't know what animation 2 is, or solo, but we're going to just that. Game speed will just keep normal. Text speed, we're going to max. Terrain on, blah, 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 yada, yada. We'll do, we'll do that. I don't know, whatever. Okay, this way the text will not take forever. So now we're just going to, again, total tutorial, nothing special about this. You can't even make your own decisions. That's because you're hot, Lynn. Typically, you start off. I love you, baby. So this isn't officially the first chapter. It's kind of like it's a prologue. It's not really a first chapter. And I don't think whatever level you get to at this stage of the game with Lynn really matters. Like, even if you just have her kill everybody and get her to level 15, I think when she shows up again, she's level 10. I don't think it really matters. It might be that she would be at level 10 if you get to a certain level here, and then level 5 if you don't. I don't know. And there's that song. If you played her loyalty mission. I don't know. Yeah, her loyalty mission. She's one of the original emblems in Engage. If you play the loyalty mission in Engage, you'll notice this song in all its 8-bit MIDI quality. Okay. Yes, my love. I will do whatever you ask. Sex? Yes, please. Who do you think you are, you bitch? I'll fucking fuck you. He didn't say that, I'm sorry. And as you can see, her hit percentage is 93. She's not going to die here. Okay, it's just not, they're going to miss. It's not, this isn't Engage where 40% always hit. Unless you have a 40% chance. She's going to hit a critical here too, by the way. So you see that critical? Because she has an ability, oh, what a thing to happen, and a level up. She has an ability in Engage where she can set up like multiples. I don't remember her being able to do that. She just, when she hits a critical, multiples pop up. Oh, look at that. A Japanese character that wants to get stronger. Yes. Go like this and go over there. Go, I know. I'm trying to do that. You won't let me. Hi, baby. Now, I didn't really notice any, like, hair that distinguishes male from female, but whatever. I've played as a female strategist. The only difference is I think Sane hits on you more or something. Oh, well, thanks for making it all negative and dreary there, Lynn. Thought we were cool. I actually will play the second one before I even have lunch. These two are very simple. I gotta look some things up because I know they don't introduce paralogs until the 6th official chapter, which starts with Elliewood. I started one with Hector. I did. it's a little different. There are some maps you don't get, and then you meet up with Elwood. I think there are like 2 new maps. We'll just do the ones that you wouldn't do with Elwood. That's it. I can do you if you want. All right. So that's that. I will be back in a second, and I told you, chapter per video. We'll do the next chapter.